Hi, what's going on, guys? It's Almond. Welcome back to another Call of Duty video. In today's video, we're gonna be going over the RAAL LMG. I think that's how you pronounce it, the RAAL, and it's somewhat decent. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's up there with the LMGs. But if you do enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like on this video and be sure to subscribe. Like 90% of you guys that watch me on a daily basis aren't even subscribed. So if you guys can do me a huge favor, subscribe. It's free. You guys can always unsubscribe later. So when it comes to the RAAL LMG, I had a good amount of time with it. I even got it Damascus because why not? It was okay, just because we have shipment 24/7 always basically here. It's shoot the ship, just look for shipment lobbies, whatever. I'm gonna go over the challenges real quick and then we'll go look how it looks in game, and then I'll show you guys some gameplay as well. But the class setup I usually been using is a barrel. I put on the trifold light. This is basically a class setup for multiplayer. And I'll show you guys this class setup as well for Warzone if you guys are wanting to use this in Warzone. I particularly wouldn't run it though, but if you guys want to, I do have a class setup for that. But when it comes to the barrel, I do use the trifold light for multiplayer. I do use the tac laser, the GI mini reflex. The sight is basically up to you guys. It's very optional, but I use the GI mini reflex because it's just a red dot sight and I think it's perfect. The actual base sights of this gun is terrible. It does remind me like the shape of the gun whenever you use it without a camo or anything. It does remind me of a SCAR, but it sounds beefy as hell. So I do use the GI mini reflex. Underbarrel, I do the FFS oblique just because the recoil control and the ADS speed. I don't really worry about movement speed too much. I know the mobility on this is doo-doo, but when you're playing like shipment, like ship to ship, mobility isn't needed as much in my opinion, especially with an LMG class setup. You guys are more than welcome like change it to your liking, but this is what I use. And then to counteract like some of the recoil, I do use rubberized grip tape. I could use simple grip tape. I usually switch these out, but just at the moment from like my previous gameplay I recorded, I use the rubberized grip tape just because the recoil control. Sometimes with this setup, it does go all over the place. So what I did was I just counteracted by using the rubberized grip tape, which is pretty good. And this is just the class setup I use for multiplayer. But when it comes to you wanting this to use this in Warzone, you would build a muzzle with the RAAL mono core, which is basically damage range and sound suppression, and then the barrel you would do the RAAL line breaker, just because damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control. But a little bit downside is the ADS speed and movement speed. But when it comes to Warzone, I don't think you'll basically use this for like mid to long range. You wouldn't be using this up close. That's why you'll have like a secondary for up close if you want to. Laser, tac laser, that's the only option you have on here. Optic, this comes down to personal preference as well. Like you can use a 4.0 or whatever. I personally would use the VLK 3.0 optic. I think this optic is very clean. I sometimes even used it in multiplayer when I was going for headshots. I definitely think this is something that you guys should use for Warzone. And then for the underbarrel, I would use the oblique as well. The oblique is like just something that I would use on both class setups. Even though you lose a little bit of mobility speed, at least you could control your recoil and your ADS speed is bumped up. Because without any attachments on this gun, I very much think that this gun is doo-doo as hell. I was going for the challenges. Like the challenges weren't too bad, but I think the hardest one for me when I was going for this, I honestly, maybe I guess it would be just long shots. But honestly, since there's always a shoot the ship and shipment lobbies, you can just do those. So just do shoot house and just literally mount on the thing and you get your mounted kills. And then some of these you have to get hip fires, but hip fires literally just build the class setup in a way where you just have like no recoil and you have a decent amount of movement speed and just literally just spray on shipment. Shipment just smokes and just go in the middle and just prone. That's just like what everyone does. It's just annoying. Headshots weren't that bad. Like I said, VLK is your best bet for that. Long shots, like I said, shoot house on the mounted part, easy. You finish the challenges in itself. 3 kills without dying, pretty straightforward. No attachments, pretty straightforward. When it comes to double kills, I think you should definitely do it on shipment. Shipment is like your best bet because everyone's always so close and people just spawn literally in front of you. So your best bet is to do shipment for that. And that's basically all the challenges. All of them are straightforward. And for me, that was kind of glitched out towards the end. For some reason, I needed one more kill. Well, one more challenge criteria when it says get 3 or more kills without dying. And I needed one more, but I only got 1 kill and it just unlocked it for me for some reason. So that's like the only issue I had personally while going for this. But yeah, I think the gun itself looks cool. I'll show some gameplay of how it looks with gold, platinum, and Damascus in the background. But definitely it's not too hard to use. I think this is maybe like up there in LMGs. Like I would 100%, like when it comes to like Modern Warfare-esque LMGs, definitely the Bruin is on top just because how good the Bruin was. Excluding Warzone, of course. I'm talking about Modern Warfare in general when it comes to multiplayer. The Bruin is like the best, and then maybe it would probably be like the RAAL in my opinion, but it is beefy as hell, and a lot of people are rocking it at the moment because so many people are trying to get challenges done or just to unlock the weapon, etc. So you're gonna see a lot of people for like the next couple days just rock LMGs and shipment and shoot house. Just because they want to get their challenges done for this. But luckily I stayed up a little bit and I was like, you know, I might as well go for Damascus on this because I already had Damascus unlocked for like such a long time, and I was like, might as well go for the challenges. And then the sight, when it comes to using the VOK 3.0, I kind of like the default sight. It really comes down to personal preference, what you guys like. I know some people rock the blue one and some people rock like the green one or the yellow one, but that comes down to personal preference, like I said. And then class setup, I wouldn't worry about my secondary too much because I only use the Cali 6 for movement when I'm trying to go for position to position in multiplayer. But if you're going to go for like multiple challenges, maybe use a launcher or like a pistol, something like that. But I always use EOD, Ghost, and Battle Hardened. I sometimes use Amped, but since everyone is playing shipment at the moment for challenges, I use Battle Hardened because people are trying to get stuns off and finish their challenges that way. But definitely EOD because RPG spam, Semtex, C4s, etc. And then Ghost, you don't have to rock Ghost. Okay, if you're just going to be playing shipment, you could rock High Alert if you wanted to, or if you like Hardline, you can go for that. Or if you want to go for Overkill, that's personal preference. I think the second perk is definitely personal preference if you're playing on shipment. But for me, I just enjoy using Ghost. It's something I'm just so used to. And then yeah, third one is either Battle Hardened or Amped. You can definitely rock other stuff, but I think those are the main 2 people use. Lethals and tacticals, I just run a thermite and smoke because when I was going for the challenges, I would throw smoke and obviously use either a thermal because I would go for my long shots that way easier on shoot the ship or shoot house, I mean, because everyone's going mounted and people forget that you can use thermals on the LMG. So it's just a perfect thing, so you can get first dibs essentially, and you can technically even combine that with restock, so you can get your equipment quicker in a sense. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just get a couple kills, maybe go fight some people up close, go back to your spot, and just repeat the process. It's not too hard in my opinion. But that's basically straightforward for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the class setup for multiplayer and the class setup for Warzone. I definitely wouldn't be using this gun as much in Warzone or multiplayer, but at least I got a Damascus. And yeah, if you guys want to see more content like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.